like, you've always been up for a minute every time I see y'all. And congrats, you have a new co-host, Craig Melvin.
I know,
yes.
I know. It's like it's big. It's
I mean,
a big
he's been
change.
there, so yeah.
Well, it's like a big change, and then it's also kind of like an easy change.
Yeah.
I mean, Hoda, we were like, we were all like holding on to her ankles. Please don't go, please don't go. We love her so much, but she was here, she's so happy, and it's the right move for her. And we're lucky because Craig was right, like the perfect person to take her place was right there, and he's been wonderful. We're having a blast.
No, it's such a fun, I love coming here. Everybody's so nice. So I heard that you and Jenna were doing something to annoy Al. What was it, singing?
Well, I mean, that's like every day, but yes, but you actually will appreciate it because we really love to sing.
Yes.
Which is different than saying we can sing, but we think that we can. And so, yeah, there we are singing Islands in the Stream. No, look at, it just like gets worse and worse because we think we sound great, and now he's just, he's like,
Carson is full on hiding.
Literally, they're like, please, they're like, don't sit together, those two, because then we could just break into song at any time.
It makes great television.
Yes.
I enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Not exactly on key, but.
I hear it's 11 years that it's coming up, your anniversary. Congratulations.
Thank you. I know.
That's a long time. And y'all were together a while before.
We were.
So
but we're late bloomers. We met at his 40th birthday party.
I heard. That's adorable.
I know. Which I wasn't invited to. I didn't even know him. I wasn't like a party crasher, but a girlfriend of mine was like, come with me.
I think it does mean you're crashing when you're not invited and you show up.
Well, okay. I mean, technically, yes, it's technically me. I crashed, but my friend was like, just come, and I met him, and he walked me to the door. I didn't even stay very long, and and then he like emailed me a couple days later.
All right,
this
you've
was
got
late
mail.
2008, you know, we did email then.
Yeah. Is it true that you almost broke up the day you got engaged?
Actually, no, fact check, I did break up with him the day that we got engaged. I know.
You were like, get off the pot, sir.
Well, it was, first of all, kind of, I mean, we had at that point been dating for 5.5 years.
Yeah.
And again, we weren't 20 when we got married.
Yeah.
So it was like.
Jump in the deep end any moment, sir.
Like, my mother was like, you two, you need to either do it or don't, like, just do something. Anyway, I just thought, well, sometimes, you know, when you haven't decided, you've decided.
Yeah.
So we had this trip planned. I certainly did not think we were getting engaged because when you've been dating for 5.5 years, you no longer think a trip to the beach is the day. Like, you're not getting your nails done.
You have let go.
Yeah, you're just like, I guess we're going to the beach. So I really didn't think it was happening. So I was like, well, honey, you know, we love each other, but we just, you know, this has been going on too long. So I think let's just say goodbye. Let's just let each other go.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, you know, and then he said, well, let's just go enjoy the day. We're at this nice resort. Let's just go have fun. So I said, okay. So the whole day we spent together, I'm like all weepy and like, did I make the right decision or this or that? Little do I know, he's literally got this engagement ring in his pocket. So he has a choice at that point.
Yeah.
Forget it. Nobody knew. He hadn't told a friend, didn't tell his parents. No one knew he was going to propose. So he could have easily just let the whole thing go. We break up. That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
But at sunset, he said, you know, they sent us this champagne. Let's go sit outside and have a drink. And I'm like, I don't know. Let's just go to the bar now. And like, you know, I'm like, this is so depressing.
Let's get drunk and make poor decisions before we separate.
Exactly. I'm like, one last hurrah.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, sit down. And he literally, we're sitting side by side, and he asked me to marry him. And I really honestly didn't even understand that was what the question was. I was like, he said like, well, what if we just, you know, what if we just do it? Like, what if we just try? And then I was like, I know, but we've tried that so many times. And then finally, he comes around and like gets down on one knee, and I was like, what? It was so shocking to me, and I was so happy and so relieved. So it's just hilarious. It's like, yes, we broke up, but it wasn't because we didn't love each other. It was because it was just all that indecision.
Are we wanting the same thing right now? Yeah.
Yeah, and it just gets to be enough. And little did I know, he was like, no, we're doing this.
And 11 years later,
I know.
we're married. That's amazing.
And I give him a lot of credit, because it takes guts. For someone to break up with you and to still say, oh, I think I'll ask you to marry me, it takes a lot of guts. I'm proud of him for that.
Because there's a possible no coming your way, sir.
In fact, some might say very likely.
Yeah.
I know, so he went for it.
Wait, so I heard that you also have a new family member. You have a new dog?
Yes.
Wait, that meant you're in puppy training phase, are you?
Can I just tell you that babies were so much easier? Okay, first of all, the black one is ours. That's Fetch, okay? His name is Fetch. We made Fetch happen. And then the other little one is named Bucky. They're from the same litter, and do you know who Bucky's parents are?
Is it Carson?
Carson.
I heard, yeah. I was gonna say
Carson and I
Carson.
are really good friends, and when we got the puppy, I'm like, we're getting this puppy. He's like, are there any others? I was like, yes, there is. So.
And that household's crazy. He got a lot of kids.
He's got 4 kids, and now they have the puppy. And actually, Carson and I see each other every morning. We're like, ooh, rough night with the puppy.
That was a decision.
What were we thinking?
Yeah.
But they're getting older now, and they're
training
easier.
phase is hard.
It's a lot. But Fetch and Bucky meeting together was magic, as you can just see. All they did was just roll over on each other for like 4 days.
I cannot express to you how much I love the name Fetch for a dog.
Thank you so much.
It's amazing.
It's funny because we did a Christmas card this year, which I probably sent to you, and I had these T-shirts made because my husband wasn't that into it. So my T-shirt said, "I made Fetch happen," and it said, "I let Fetch happen."
It's my favorite thing to quote. I love that.
Thank you so much.
And it's just funny. It's a dog.
Thank you. And everyone's like, well, what if you want him to play, Fetch? I said,
no one really says Fetch.
You know what
to
we
the
say?
Dog. Yeah.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Go get the ball.
Yeah. They don't. It's weird. They don't understand our vocabulary.
Yeah, that was an easy workaround.
Yeah. All right, we need to do some commercials, and we have Perry all set to help us out.
Hi, Kelly and Savannah. Savannah, you have no idea how much you helped me when I decided to start my own business. Working from home, not only were you my pseudo office mate, seeing you looking so fabulous and confident every morning made me want to get dressed and take on the world too. Stay here. Kelly's got more with Savannah after this.
It's out now. I was tripping on my words because, well, it was a discussion off air that was funny. So tell us about the book. So your last book,
yes,
it's similar, but
very similar.
Yeah.
I would say it's kind of a companion. So I wrote that book of essays called Mostly What God Does, and it was for grown-ups.
Yeah.
And this book is it's the same message, and actually it really was effortless in the sense that it's a simple message. Mostly what God does is love you.
More beautiful for kids.
It's
I
simple
love it.
and it's profound, but it's not easy. It's not easy for adults. That's what the essay book was about. And this is just kind of distills all of that. And I thought it was a nice way to, read a book at night. It's a simple message for kids. The world is big and you're
calming
small.
Right before bed, yeah.
But God, you're not too small for him. It kind of places everything in perspective. You're just a kid, and you're tiny, but you're so precious. And I think that is a good reminder for not just kids, but for the tired moms and dads who are reading the book too. So it's just kind of a peaceful and gentle reminder that we're loved and we're precious.
The illustrations are beautiful. And they're simple. I love that too. It's very simple and it's very colorful, it's very peaceful. Was this all on purpose?
Yes, of course. I'm really into this pastel thing. And the first book was yellow, which was kind of the editors were like, "You want a yellow book? That's weird." And I just love yellow.
You remember things.
Yes, exactly. And they let me draw the little hearts on the first book, and so I actually drew the hearts on the front of this book as well. And it's really, sometimes religion, God, faith, those can be topics that are hard, they can seem kind of alienating sometimes.
Especially in family dynamics where one side of the family is different from the other side of the family.
Yes, and by the way, I have that. My husband's Jewish, you know, so I think what I most of all wanted to do was just put God at the center of this book and make it really inviting and loving and gentle, because I actually think that's mostly what God is. And so it's a way to make God a part of your family, and where you take it from there, well, then I think that's between you and God.
No, but there are a number of themes, and I think this is true for everyone's household, which is why it's relatable to talk about. But let's talk about some of these themes. So one theme is apologizing and forgiving. That's a huge thing, because you got to catch that young, because we all know full-grown adults that don't know how to do that.
Yes.
And don't know how to forgive. So this is a great theme to have with your kids.
It's one of those things that I wanted to put in the book, because, it's just saying sorry when we need to. And I actually think that, and this goes for adults too, you can have more confidence and willingness to say sorry and to acknowledge where you were wrong when you know that you're really loved deep down. So that matches the book.
And you feel safe,
Yeah, it's like, if I believe that God loves me and forgives me, then I can be really free to just lay it out there and be pretty honest about what I've done wrong. And with kids, same thing. It's like, if my kids know, there's nothing you can do for me or against me to change how much I love you, then you can be honest and you can tell me the truth and you can say sorry, and then it's really liberating. It's like, say sorry and then you're free.
Yeah.
You know?
So when you were a teen, I heard that you admitted to your mother that you were shoplifting. You told on yourself.
Oh God, it's so embarrassing.
I just heard about you, but you told on yourself.
I did because I had a very guilty conscience.
Okay.
And it's like, as I should have. It was like in one of those 7th grade, like all the girls were like taking Tic Tacs from Safeway.
There was a time that people did this.
This was a time, and of course I knew it was wrong, but you know, I was going with the flow, peer pressure and all that stuff. But so I'd have, you know, like the Bonnie Bell lip gloss or the Tic Tacs or whatever, and then it went on for a few weeks, and then I just couldn't take the guilt anymore. I felt so bad. It was just hanging over me.
Yeah.
And so I confessed to my mother. And it's funny because I wrote about it in the book because it's like, I remember my mom, I mean, I can still see her face. She was so disgusted with me. Like, she just could not believe that I had done it. But I felt so much better just having told the truth. And I think that's what I try to tell my kids. It's like, tell the truth. First of all, tell the truth to yourself. Sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. Just be honest with yourself and then tell the truth to your mom, tell the truth to God. Like, but once you do, it's out there, and you can be done with it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, we need another break. Savannah's children's book is called Mostly What God Does Is Love You. It's out now wherever you buy your books. And don't forget to watch her every weekday morning on Today, only on NBC.